What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about October 2024's drone releases and a recap of what was seen on the channel. If you want to watch this video, it'll give you kind of a summary of what we've seen in October. So it's pretty cool. We had a great month. We had a lot of different new drones come in, all the way from a brand new release from Gep RC called the Vapor X5. They also have an X6 version, so that's a 5-inch, and a 6-inch came out this month, as well as something new from Speedybee. This is the B25 that you saw. We reviewed that one. It's a 4S 2.5-inch Cinewhoop, which super rocks. We also saw the brand new Petrol 75 V2 from HGLRC, which is really awesome. Comes all in one bundle, ready to fly with everything you need there. It is a 1S Whoop with analog video on board, goggles in the box, everything you need. And we saw 3 new releases from NBD Drone, which kind of covers the full spectrum of Whoop season, because we had a 2S Whoop. It's the Acroby 75. It's a little 75mm on 2S. If you've ever flown a Whoop before and you've flown something this small on 2S, it will blow your mind. It's really a lot of fun. So this one was a big hit with the community, as well as the little tiny Hummingbird series. We saw the standard edition, which was kind of my favorite out of the two, and then also the super ultra lightweight one, which is the RS. And this is 16.5 grams with a 1S battery on board and analog video. It is so tiny, it rips around the house, and it's just almost too fast for me. So I really kind of had more control and more enjoyment from the original Hummingbird. This one's like $10 cheaper too. So you make the call there. One of the other things that we reviewed this month as well, we took a trip out to Italy. I know a lot of you guys, you probably knew that we did that. And when we went out there, I wanted to take a drone that would be kind of like what you'd consider like a tourist drone, right? Something that I could fly without having to have goggles on and just kind of look like I'm up to something suspicious, because there's a bunch of wars out there right now going on with using FPV drones. And the last thing I want to do is go to a foreign country, stand around with a pair of FPV goggles and be flying around any kind of landmarks. So, and that goes for any drone. I won't fly any drone around any landmarks, but I did take and choose to take the Fpv Mini 3 with me. This one's 4K and it shoots 60 frames per second. So it's foldable, it's under 250 grams, and it went straight through customs in 4 different countries without a hitch. I never got my bag pulled over and they're not like looking at me like, sir, is this your bag? You've got that question when you have large batteries, and anything in the United States, I believe it was over 100 watt-hour battery. I know some people are asking about that. What can I fly with? What will TSA? What's the biggest battery TSA will let me through with? And I think it's around 100 watt-hour at this current time. But you can look on your battery's label and it should tell you what watt-hour that some of the bigger ones are rated at. Now, one of the other things that we reviewed this month too that I think is probably one of the, dare I say, I know, cue up the haters and, the shill type people saying, oh, you're a shill, you have affiliate links. Well, you got to make money some way, or it doesn't happen unless you're completely rich like Elon Musk. And I'm not Elon Musk. So yeah, I do rely on my community, and I always give you the honest truth. But yesterday we reviewed this one, and over the past couple weeks, I kind of fell in love with the HoverAir Pro Max. It's the brand new, all the bells and whistles, 4K at 120 frames per second. It also has a controller with it, which is pretty cool. It's foldable and it's still under 250 grams. And it has AI follow me and beacon assist for kind of an algorithm type of AI assisted visual path tracking follow me. It's kind of crazy, the tech that's built into this one. And it also has like some orbit modes and various different settings you can put into this one. You can get quite crazy with this one. So this one was also one of my favorites, and mainly because it flew well, but it's not just the drone itself, it's the entire ecosystem that they've created with it. They have the power charger that you can take along with you. They have a bag that you can get separately that doubles as kind of a shoulder bag, and it splits in two to go onto the frame of your bike. So if you're riding your bike, motorcycle videos or electric skateboards, snowboards, mountain biking, whatever, this drone will go fast enough to record most of those, and it'll fly through the woods kind of amazingly well. The video that I got with the Pro Max, like, there has been no other drone to date that I could have do follow me while I'm on the bike and I'm going through the woods than the HoverAir Pro Max. Like, that's the first one. I wouldn't have this one follow me through the woods. The Fpv, that one's a great aerial drone, and people were asking me, like, what should I buy? Should I buy the Pro Max from HoverAir and use that for my drone that I send out, you know, maybe within a mile? If you want to get bigger shots, go for something like the Mini 3 4K or the Mini 4 or the Fpv 3. And the reason that I choose the 3 over the Mini 3 or the Mini 4K, there's so many different versions of the DJI Mini now, but this one I chose because it has 4K at 60 frames per second. And the 4K version that just came out, it's only like $300. It's a great deal, but it's 4K at 30 and the sensor's not quite as good. They're slightly comparable, but I would rather have 60 frames per second, me personally. So that's totally up to you guys, like which version you want. And then there was the granddaddy release of all of the releases from the month of October. Like, probably one of my favorites, just because, well, it's a 5 and a 6-inch option. This one is the X6 version. GepRC asked me which one I would want. I decided to go for the 6-inch version because it has a little more versatility. And I was telling people you can still freestyle this one, but it's going to have a little bit bigger truck bed on it, so you can get a little bit bigger battery on it and kind of send it up the mountain. So you can use it kind of as like a mountain surfing type of medium range type of drone, or you could freestyle it. So it's still not big enough that you can't freestyle. It's not a 7-inch. So somewhere in between 6 and 7-inch. 7-inch gets kind of crazy to do some freestyle with. It's more of a send it rig. It flies like a glider. It's big and slow. I mean, I've seen some FPV freestyle videos with 7-inch, but really I probably would not suggest that. The biggest you want to probably freestyle, in my opinion, I mean, you could easily do it with a 6. The 5 will come in at the same price as the Nazgul Eco, and that's $219 for a 5-inch. But in my opinion, the Vapor had better quality to it, better quality carbon fiber. I mean, if you think about it, the word eco, it means that they slimmed down some of the things that are on there. They took off the side plates. This one doesn't have side plates, but it does have nicer looking carbon fiber on this one versus the Nazgul Eco series. So that's my choice in between those two. They also put the power cable up front, which I like a lot. You got your GoPro mount here, you got aluminum side plates, and you have a Mortal T and the option for GPS in the very back. And you could upgrade it to HD later if you choose to. So that was one of my favorites from the month of October. And I was gonna try to bring you guys some more video on the Vapor if you wanna see that. Let me know what you'd like to see. I know some people were talking about on the channel, they'd like to see a drone bind tutorial and how to get it bound up with your ELRS receiver. We're gonna talk about that because there are some new updates for ELRS as well. And it's not super hard to update ELRS, but it is a little bit of a process, and I'd like to try to make that a little bit easier for the community. Now, while each of these are kind of in their own category, we've got tiny whoops that came out this month. We have one Cinewhoop. We have the GepRC X series, the Vapor X5 and the 6. We've got the cool little selfie drone that came out. It's kind of more made for like close-in proximity shots or people who are YouTubers or action sports type people. And I wish I had something like this when I was doing a lot of kiteboarding, because this would have followed me out in the water, and I can specify the height that I want to keep it at, and it'll go fast enough to follow me on the kiteboard, which would have been super cool. But that was a fun release. We had the Fpv Mini 3 and the full bundle from HDLRC. It was kind of the full gamut, everything this month in October. So it was a fun month, not just for brand new little tiny kind of gadget components, but mostly a whole lot of different drone releases, which is kind of awesome leading up to Christmas. Maybe that's what it is, the Christmas rush. They're trying to get us to buy a bunch of drones right before Christmas. But hopefully this little kind of overview of what happened in October was good for you, and you kind of get a little bit of everything here that was on the channel. Next month, we're having some more new releases come up, and I have a surprise for you guys that none of you guys are going to see coming, which is gonna blow your mind. So stay tuned on the channel. There may or may not be a Drone Camps product coming. So stay tuned there in the community, and I think you're going to like it, especially fans of our channel. So this is going to be just for you guys. But again, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned to drone news, FPV community happenings, brand new releases, news, reviews, and tutorials right here on the channel, guys. I'm Justin Davis. Take care, stay safe, and happy flying.